Hey everybody, welcome, welcome, welcome. Abby Ashley here with the Virtual Savvy, and we're going to be talking all about 5 steps to starting a virtual assistant business in this live stream. Now, I am doing something I've never done before. Do you guys like when I try new tech? Today, I am trying new tech. And here's the funny and semi-sad thing about trying new tech today is that, so normally we go live using a software called Be Live. It's been awesome. We really like it, but there's this new kid on the block and it's called StreamYard. And something that's really cool about StreamYard is it allows you to cast a couple things. One, it allows you to cast in 1080p, which is just a higher quality video. As you can tell, my video is not higher quality today because I'm actually working from a hotel today. We're getting floors installed in our house, and we just slept in a hotel for the night. But I forgot my webcam. So the day that I'm supposed to try out this high quality video, I don't even have a high quality camera. So we're gonna go with with what we have here. But that's totally fine. Blurrier camera, not as high quality or not, we're going to have good information today on starting a virtual assistant business. Something else that's cool about StreamYard is that you can cast to different platforms all at the same time. So I'd love to hear where you're joining me from. If you're in our VA Savvies group, if you're on the VA Savvies Facebook page, or we are also live streaming to YouTube, which we've never done before. So let me know in the comments kind of where you're joining me from. So pretty cool. We'll check it out. We'll see if we like StreamYard. So here's what we're going to do today, guys. I am going to talk about the 5 steps to starting a virtual assistant business. I put a post in this past week that's still getting tons of traction inside of our group that said, hey, if I could tell you the 5 easy steps that I took to replace my income with virtual assistants, is that something you'd want to hear about? And we got an overwhelming response. So many of you guys were like, yes, pleasey, pleasey. Yes, Abby, please break this down for me. What are the very first steps that I need to take? And so that's what we're going to be talking about today. We're going to jump right in. I'm probably going to do this live stream a little shorter because I'm going to go meet my husband for lunch because it's his birthday. So happy birthday, Rob. If you guys know Rob, he's amazing. Literally the reason that I'm able to do this business is because of his amazing support. So happy birthday to my amazing husband. So let's do this. Let's just jump right in. And for those of you guys who are wanting to dive deeper after this training, because we're going to go over, the 5 beginning steps that you need to take to start a virtual assistant business. For those of you guys who do want to go deeper, I definitely encourage you to go to thevirtualsavvy.com/BBO. I'm going to put it right there, trying out new things, right? Maybe I'm going to put it there. There it is. Yay. Thevirtualsavvy.com/BBO. This is my free 60-minute training. And we really dive into some of my best marketing tips. Okay. So this is gold. I have people who have left this free training and gone out and get paying clients just from this free training. So if you haven't already watched my BBO training, make sure that you take some time to go and watch it today. Okay. So let's go through the 5 steps to starting a virtual assistant business. Step number 1, you need to know really what a virtual assistant is. Okay. Now, a lot of you guys, and I'd love to hear from you when somebody says so I'm talking just to the people who maybe already call themselves virtual assistants. So for when somebody asks you, maybe, you're telling somebody about your new business or you're at a live networking event, whatever it may be. When somebody says, you say, hi, I'm Abby Ashley, I'm a virtual assistant. And what do they always say? What is that? What is it that you do? How do you respond? I want to know in the comments how you guys respond, because I think it's cool to hear different definitions. Here's my definition of what a virtual assistant is, okay? A virtual assistant is a remote assistant who helps small business owners with administrative, creative, or technical tasks for their small business, right? And then I usually go in a little deeper, and that's where you can kind of say specifically, I help small business owners with blank. So that could be, writing blog posts, answering customer service emails, social media management, Pinterest management, Facebook ads, whatever it may be. Because virtual assistants really is an umbrella term, right? And so much can be done under the umbrella of virtual assistants. So what is it that you consider VA work? I want to hear. So let me know. Yeah, Jennifer said, so many people hear virtual assistant and they think of Alexa. Yeah, so virtual assistant, it's really funny because some people, when you hear virtual assistant, they only, like, all that's in their brain is, I'm going to pay somebody $2 an hour in a developing country to help me with my business, which I'm like, let's bust that stereotype. I don't care if you live in a developing country or not. You can charge rates that are worth more. You're worth more than $2 US dollars per hour, no matter what. The value you bring to the table is not limited by where you live. Boom, preach it, Abby. Okay. But beyond that, so that's where some people's heads go, right? Number one. Number two, some people's heads go to, like you said, hey, Alexa, hey, these virtual assistants that they should have given those a different name. Those aren't VAs. We're VAs, and we provide high quality services to small business owners. So let me see what some of you guys said. Jamila said, an administrative assistant who helps small businesses and individuals to work remotely. Love it. A VA is one who partners with businessmen to assist in building their business, but from a remote location. Yeah. So, basically an administrative assistant, but one that works remotely, right? We free you from time-consuming business management activities. Dang it. That's good. I love it. Okay. So I think it's important, really, not just that you understand what a virtual assistant is, but how it's going to fit into your life and into your destination. And something one of my mentors said, and I've just really been clinging on to it lately, is remembering the fact that your business, no matter what business you start, but your business is not your destination. It's the vehicle to your destination. It's the vehicle to the life you want. And so I think it's really important that you understand fully what a virtual assistant is, how it works, and that you're committed that's the kind of life that you want to live. I want to own my own business. I want to market. I want to grow and scale something. Maybe I want to lead a team, or I don't want to lead a team. I think it's important that you understand what a virtual assistant is and how it's going to fit into the lifestyle you want to live, because this is supposed to be the vehicle to the life that you want, right? Yes, I'm your real life Alexa. I love that. So what's so cool is that virtual assistants really do run the gamut of their services. It could be social media, it could be ads, it could be administrative tasks, it could be web development, more technical tasks, things like that. So you get to choose. Amazing, right? Number two. All right, we're gonna really go through these quickly. And these are the things. If you've already done number one, you're like, Abby, I know what it is. Check. Let's move on to number two. Number two is choosing a name for your business, okay? And I like doing this right in the beginning. And some people are like, oh, that should come later. You shouldn't worry about that. But here's why I think it's important. Whenever you put a name to your business, there's a sense of ownership that comes with it. Like, I am starting this thing. Here's the name of my business. And it's kind of like when you decide, if any of you have ever had kids, when you give your kid a name, like it happens, like for me, we always named our kids way before they were actually came into this earth. Like we named them while I was still pregnant with them, and it gave them an identity, and it brought that connection factor, right? It's not just like, oh, my baby, it's, oh, Evie, or oh, Jones, who's in my stomach right now, right? Like it gives it an identity. And I think that the same is true for your business. So I think that it's really important that you choose a name for your business right in the beginning. Now, unlike naming our children, it's a little less permanent and a little less like important in my opinion. So I don't want you guys to get too caught up on this fact, okay? And here's where I see so many people start to get stuck, is that they will get stuck in these details. And they're like, oh, I've been thinking of a name for my business for the past 3 weeks and I still haven't decided on anything. And I'm like, just choose something. just pick something, pick the best option you've come up with so far, start running with that. And down the line, if you need to tweak it, it's totally fine, right? I'm hoping none of you guys are going out and buying like $10,000 domain names, right? None of us need to go through a trademarking process or anything like that in the very beginning of your business. Choose something. And then if you need to pivot, right? Pivot for all my friends. My friends. So naming your business is really, really important. So here's I have my notes over here. That's why I keep looking this way. Here are the different ways that you can go about naming your business. Okay. One is to choose like a fun and unique name. And this is where most of us start. Most of us want to like think of this most creative, fun business name. And so what I encourage you to do is to get out a Google Doc. Okay. In fact, you guys, let's just do this together. We're going to do this right now. I'm going to go to Drive. I'm going to do a new document. Okay. So what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to think of buzzwords. Okay. So these are words that you're going to like, what comes to mind when you think about the work that you're going to be doing, or even your personality, right? So like work that I would be doing. I like to do work that's creative. I like to do work that's fun. I like to be, I'm outgoing. I am personable. I am vivacious. Oh, did I spell that right? Yes. Can you guys see these all right? Maybe I should make them bigger. What are some other ones, right? I am crafty, attentive, right? And so you just start to go through, and I'm a happy person, right? And then so some adjectives, right? So that's what this is one of the best ways that I think you can come up with ideas for a business name. Okay. Now what you want to do is you want to come up with, I like coming up with nouns, right? So you want your adjectives and then your nouns, and then you want to come up with nouns that have to do with things that you would be working with, right? So literally, like I'm going to be working on a desk. I am, here's remote, right? Virtual. I'm going to be working from a desk. I might be using pen and paper. I am, I'm going to be doing marketing. I might be working from an office, things like that. And then you can start to mix and match, okay? You can tell I'm totally going off the cuff here. I did not have a plan to do this. But literally, I mean, creative office, that could be fun, right? Happy desk, happy desk virtual assistants. Like that's kind of cute, right? Let's see, the crafty office. I don't know. That might be good too. Okay, so obviously this was in like a 2-second exercise, but you can start to see how you can start to mishmash these words together to see if you can come up with a business name. Now, this is how you can come up with kind of that fun, creative business name, right? My business name, The Virtual Savvy, it's not, I didn't actually do this activity. I literally just went to sleep one night and I woke up in the middle of the night and I was like, Virtual Savvy. And I wrote it down on a pen and paper and I didn't know what it was going to be, but I knew like, this will be my name of something, right? And so that may happen to you. You might just have a stroke of inspiration at some point. You'll be like sitting at a coffee shop and be like, oh, that's my name. But some of you may need to go through the exercise and come up with it. And you may have to be okay with good enough too, right? I think that's really important. So you can come up with a fun, creative business name. If you already have your business name, drop it in the comments because I want to hear what it is. And that way, maybe it can spin off some inspiration for other people. The next could be to come up with a kind of a more professional name, right? And so that could be something that you use even like your name, right? So my virtual assistant business was literally just Ashley Assistants. Like when I first started out, Ashley Assistants was the name of my business and that was it. And I just had abbyashley.com. Some of you guys can even just self-brand, right? And self-branding is really great if you're just using your name. Like what I did, abbyashley.com. abbyashley.com could be a virtual assistant business, but if I eventually wanted to transition into coaching or to blogging or podcasting or make a shift, then I still have the domain. I still kind of have all that authority there, and I don't have to switch things up. So what you choose is up to you. You can literally use just your name and then add the word like virtual assistant or professional services or creative or collaborations, Ashley collaborations, like Ashley professional services, Ashley creative, whatever. So these are just some ideas. Okay. You guys are putting your names in Morgan Solutions, Angelic Moon. Ooh, BizBB. That's fun. I love it. KG Virtual Assistants. Perfect. The Finer Points. Come on. Such a great name. Your Hometown VA. I love these, you guys. Awesome. Lucky Bamboo. So fun. Literally like something that just gives you some kind of inspiration, and then tag virtual assistant on the end of it. Perfect. All right, here we go. So come up with a name, but don't get too caught up in the details. Promise me? Yes. Yes. The longer you get hung up on the details, the longer you're going to take to start making money. All right. So step number 3. So what is a virtual assistant? We decided on that. We talked through really understanding what it is and how it's a vehicle to the destination, to the life that you want. Number 2, you choose your business name. Number 3, you want to choose your services. So what services are you going to offer as a virtual assistant? I know my team is in the comments. I'm going to have them drop in the comments this awesome blog post. And I'll even just show you guys how to get to it because, yeah. If you go to thevirtualsavvy.com, hopefully you guys are hanging out at the Virtual Savvy. We release a couple new blog posts every single month. And guys, I'm not one of these like, oh, I wrote this little 200-word blog post that just gives you bullet points and not much else. My blog posts are freaking amazing. And they give you, this was our last one. This goes more in depth on the live stream that we're going to do today. But if you go over to most popular, you see this 50 services to offer as a virtual assistant. Sorry, I'm working from hotel Wi-Fi, so it's a little slow today. But this blog post is amazing. It's my hotel Wi-Fi is just awesome right now, so it's not going to click over. But that is going to help you in choosing your services. So I'm not going to go through the details of choosing your services in this live stream because I've got a birthday lunch to get to. But I want you guys to go through this. I want you to go through this blog post, and I want you to really decide on what your services are going to be. Now, here's a couple of things. When it comes to choosing your virtual assistant services, a lot of you guys will see a list like this. You can see, let's see, I think I have a list here. Here's like 50 things, right? And then I have even 101 that you can download. You see email automation and newsletter design and web design and resume writing and internet research, customer service, blog management, ghostwriting, video editing. And you guys, so many of you will look at the list, and instead of focusing on what you have, you focus on what you don't have. This is like a conversation I have to have with my children all the time. We are much happier if we focus on the things that we have and not on the things that we don't have, right? Jones, who, no, we did not have orange juice in the hotel last night. He loves drinking orange juice at night, but I'm like, no, don't have it. Let's focus on what we do have. Focus on the things that you do have. And even if it's just a couple of these things, guys, literally, you don't realize how many people need help in their businesses with the simple tasks. People need help with customer service emails, with just organizing their inbox, with simple social media posting, okay? So don't feel like when you see a list of 50 or you see a list of 101 services to offer as a virtual assistant, guys, you don't have to offer, please don't offer 101 services, right? This is a list to get you going and to get your ideas, your head spinning on what are some of the services that you can do. So any one of these services, right? You could be the best customer service person that's out there. You could be, you could 100% focus on resume writing, right? It's a little different clientele than most virtual assistant services, but you could 100% just learn SEO and just be the go-to SEO expert, right? You could learn any one of these things and make it into a full-fledged business. So don't feel like you have to learn all of them, okay? Promise me? Yes, promise. Say promise in the comments. Awesome. Oh, good tip. People are saying that Facebook keeps freezing and YouTube is streaming better. Good to know. Okay, so choose your services. Choose the services that you're going to offer in your business. Do you guys already know your services? What are they? Drop them quickly in the comments because I want to see, and I think it's good for other people to see, oh, I can do that. Like I don't have to have a list of 101 things, right? Some of you guys are like, I just do Pinterest management. I just do Facebook ads. I just do customer service, right? And that is amazing. Yay. Nanette promised me. Rhonda promised me. Jamila, you guys, thank you. Promise me. Awesome. Step number 4. You're going to set your rates. So you've chosen a business name. You've decided on your services. You need to set the rates that you're going to charge in your business. Most of the VAs in our program, we don't tell them what to charge, but I see that most of them start out usually in like the $30 an hour range. Some people will start as low as 20. Some people will do their very first starting rate as much as 40. Some of that could depend where they live, their experience. A lot of it just depends on their confidence, right? And I think that that's fine. You need to choose the rate that's right for you. One of the things that you have to remember when starting a virtual assistant business, guys, is that you're independent contractors. You're not working as a W-2 employee, which means that somebody else isn't paying into Social Security for you. Somebody else isn't paying for your health insurance for you. Somebody else isn't paying for supplies in that office and all of that. And so that's part of the reason why freelancers charge more, right? Is because they're running their own business. And so some of the money that you're making is going to have to not only be set back for paying for your business, but also is going to have to be set back for taxes. I usually tell people to plan on saving 30% of their profit for taxes. Now, that's not saying that you're going to have to necessarily pay 30% for taxes. There's a lot of life circumstances that will dictate how much you'll actually owe in taxes. But it's, as a good rule of thumb, saving back 30% of your profit is really, really smart. That way, when tax time comes, you're ready to pay, and maybe you'll even have some left over, and then it's like a nice little bonus for you, right? And so I really, really recommend setting your rate high enough that you can save back 30% of your profit and still have some money left over. For some of you guys, you hear $30 an hour and you're like, oh my gosh, Abby, how can I just come out? Like I've never made more than minimum wage or whatever. And you think that that seems like a lot of money. I recommend starting with a rate that you're comfortable with, keeping in mind that you're going to have to pay self-employment taxes. You're going to have to pay for your own, health insurance, what am I saying? Like tools for working, laptop, internet, all of that. So choose your rate. And if it's lower, so maybe you're like, Abby, I can't do $30 an hour, but I could do 25. We'll do what we call our incremental pricing recipe, which is to start at $25 an hour for your first client. And then your second client, move it up to 27. Your third, move it up to 30. Maybe your fourth client, you go crazy and you take the jump all the way to $35 an hour, right? Whatever you choose is up to you, but just promise me, we're doing more promises in the comments. My phone's ringing from the hotel. More promises in the comments. Let me. Okay, hopefully that'll stop. Or they'll keep calling. This is what happens when you work from a hotel. I might have to answer it. Let's see if they stop. They might call me again. Okay, so I told them I was staying till 1. Okay, totally lost my train of thought. Help me out, people. Okay, so you're going to start at that $25 an hour. It's totally going to ring again, isn't it? Just, it's going to happen. You're waiting for it. I'm waiting for it too. And then you're going to bump it up with each new client. Okay. So promise me that you'll just keep raising those prices, and you'll keep developing higher end packages. Once you feel like you've hit the max with whatever your general admin, maybe you're like, okay, Abby, I'm doing $40 an hour for general admin. I don't feel like I can bump it up anymore. Then it's time to choose a high-end service, right? Let's come up with a separate package that's a high-end package. Maybe you learn something like Facebook ads or Pinterest ads or Instagram management or whatever, and you add a high-end package to it, okay? We want to keep raising those rates because it's going to get you to your goals even faster. All right? Awesome. Perfect. You don't have to niche. That's a really, really good, sentiment, Diana. I want to go ahead and say this. I am the kind of person that is I'm like, let's go bigger, let's go higher, let's stretch further. And I mean, I'm going to be honest with you. Sometimes I do that to the detriment of enjoying the present moment. That's part of my Enneagram. I'm an Enneagram 7. And so I'm always just like the next thing, to the point where sometimes I don't enjoy the present. And for some of you guys are like, I need to make an extra $500 a month. And you hit that. And then you're like, Abby, I'm good. Like I'm living my life. I'm making this side income. Maybe I'm homeschooling my kids and I'm making this income, and I'm just going to breathe and enjoy it. And like, I almost envy you for that because I'm not very good at just breathing and enjoying it. So for somebody needs to hear that today. Some of us just need to like sit in and enjoy just that we're making extra money, and it's awesome, right? And some of you guys do need the push to be like, okay, what's next? Let's not settle. Let's keep going. So whichever you need to hear, choose and do that today. All right. So step 5 is marketing. Okay. Yes. Did I skip some things? Possibly. But honestly, this is the order that I would go in. And here's why. I think it's important to start marketing right away. Are there other things you need to do? Yes. Should you form an LLC? Yes. I think most businesses eventually should form an LLC. Most of you guys, depending on the state where you live, you don't have to form an LLC before you start marketing though. Should you develop a website? Yeah, I think eventually, but I think honestly, you just need to start getting out there. You need to start telling people about your business. You need to start that marketing ball rolling so that it's rolling enough that you can be doing some of the other stuff too. Some of us want to get everything all in a row. You're like, I've got my name. I've got all my socials down. I've been posting consistently for 4 weeks. I've been, I have my website developed. I have all my portfolio. I have all these things. And now I'm ready to open the doors to my business. And we're like, I'm here, world. And then it's like crickets. And it's like, I thought I was just going to get a flood of clients right away. And I am much more the kind of person that says, hey, let's go ahead and get that marketing ball rolling. Let's start telling people about what you're doing, start telling people about your business so that when you decide to do like a grand launch, that there's already some talk, there's already some buzz about your business so that, that marketing balls are already rolling. Clients are going to come faster that way. Okay. So I definitely recommend marketing. Again, if you need more help with marketing, I give you guys some of my best marketing tips inside of this webinar training. It's a 60-minute training, and I go through some of my best tips for starting out marketing. And so I really, really recommend that. Also, if you're like, Abby, what were those other things? Like, I need to form an LLC. I need to get an EIN number. I need a checking account. What are all the things? I'm going to tell you all the things. Okay. The Virtual Savvy, and let me type it in because I did not pre-plan these. thevirtualsavvy.com/checklist. Okay. Did I spell it right? Maybe. Yes. thevirtualsavvy.com/checklist. This is a step-by-step checklist. That's all of those little boxes that you need to check to start your business. Okay. So marketing, be intentional. People aren't just going to come to you. Sometimes we think that there's a difference between active marketing and passive marketing. Active marketing is that like, here's a couple Facebook posts and I'm here. Come to me, please. Please. I put it out there. Come to me. And we just think that the flood of people are going to come in. And that's not normally what happens. Marketing, when it comes to service-based businesses, most of the marketing that you're going to do is going to be personal touch. It's going to be conversations. It's going to be telling your friends and family. It's going to be emails. It's going to be applying to job ops that are inside of our communities. It's going to be really getting in and forming relationships, maybe on a social platform, on Instagram or on LinkedIn or on Facebook, in Facebook groups, right? It's starting to form actual relations, real conversations. That's where marketing happens. And it doesn't just happen once, right? Marketing is all about the follow-up. So if you meet somebody at a coffee shop and you start talking about your business and they're a business owner and you give them your business card and then you don't hear back from them, guys, you don't beat yourself up. That was one touch point. We forget sometimes that in the marketing books, like I got a marketing degree. It didn't help me that much, but there's one thing I remember. It takes 7 touch points to make a sale. And sometimes in internet marketing, we think that that's different. We're like, well, I sent them my proposal. Well, yeah, that was touch point number 1. You still got 6 to go, right? Like follow up. If you master the art of follow up, you will master marketing. Okay. So get out there, propose well. We do something called value first. It's kind of the premise of our marketing here at the Virtual Savvy. And if you go to, I'm just throwing out links for you guys. Hope that you like these. thevirtualsavvy.com/secret. I know it's enticing, right? Did I not do it? I'm still getting used to StreamYard, so don't judge me. thevirtualsavvy.com/secret. So this is just me going on a little rant about value first. And it's a super old video. I look really young in it. It's about as pixelated as this video right now, but it's a really good video. And I talk to you about how to give value first. And honestly, this is the premise of even our Savvy System program. A ton of it is us just teaching you guys how to do value first. This is my high level program for people wanting to help for those people who want our help in starting your business. We coach you through value first, right? And so that's what this is all about. So, hey guys, I hope that this has been helpful for you. I know we didn't have as much time for Q&A. Let me check real quick in the comments, because if there is any questions that you guys need help. If you guys need help with anything, I have a little bit of time left to answer some questions. But these were the 5 steps to launching your virtual assistant business. I hope that they have been helpful. This video does go on replay. So if for any of you guys who maybe missed the beginning of the video, you can go as soon as the live stream is over, it'll cut back and you'll be able to see that. And again, if you want more help with marketing, thevirtualsavvy.com/BBO, it's a 60-minute free training. Really, really good. You'll also get an offer to join my signature virtual assistant program if you have never watched the training before. If you watch the training already, then you don't get that chance. It's just for people who have never watched the training before that get an opportunity to join my Virtual Savvy program. Awesome. I'm not seeing any questions. Let me see, guys. Oh, here's a question. I'm going back through. I'm very new to this, says Abby. Hi, Abby. Great name. What's an LLC? So an LLC is a limited liability corporation. And starting an LLC is not actually as scary as it seems. It's fairly easy to do, unless if you live in California, then it's kind of expensive. I'm just going to be honest with you. California makes things difficult sometimes for business owners. And so an LLC is a way to legally protect your company. So as a virtual assistant, you are offering services. No matter what, even if you start an LLC, you're still going to be taxed as an individual. So like when you file your taxes, all this income that you make is still going to be taxed on your personal tax return, whether you form an LLC or not. And I think people get confused with that. An LLC does not affect your taxes. What it affects is your legal status. So I'm just going to give it to you the real brunt way. What it means is if you get sued, they'll sue your company and they can't sue you. I mean, honestly, that's really what an LLC protects your personal assets. Now, in some states, it's required to form an LLC. So if the best way for you to know what's required in your state is to go to SCORE, SCORE, score.org, and to talk with a SCORE advisor and just see. They don't know very much about virtual assistants, so don't really talk to them about that. But as far as like, how do I start a home service-based business? You can call it a freelancer. I want to start a freelancing business. How do I do this legally in the state of wherever, Missouri, California? They'll give you the steps to that. It's super easy in Missouri. It's like super, super cheap. Other states, it's a little more difficult. But some states, you don't need to form an LLC. When I first started my business, guys, I was straight up broke. And I was like, protect my personal assets. What personal assets? Like, I have a car that we paid $500 for that I used to park under trees in storms, hoping that a tree would fall down on it. Is that the fire alarm? I'm pretty sure the fire alarm is going off inside of my hotel. That's awesome. Anyway, I was like, I don't have personal assets. Go ahead. And so I didn't form an LLC right away. I think I have to leave because I think the fire alarm is going off in my hotel. This will be the last time that I do a live stream from my hotel, I think, because this has been eventful. But thanks for joining me, guys. Have a great rest of the day. Bye.